now we're gonna do a little segment I like to call oh, I fucked that up. Ready? I like to call Imperial Archipelago. Did you guys like my intro music? I don't know why I chose that. I just thought it'd be fun. A fun little buffer. Today's Imperial Archipelago. I do have the darkest humor. You have to. Dark humor is good, actually, in my opinion. Stand by. I gotta get this window pulled up. Big boomer hours, chat. Big boomer hours. Why isn't it giving me the option to look at this? Here we go. Got it. Got it. Today's Imperial Archipelago, the segment where we talk about America stabbing its little knives all around the world with different military installations, is about NSF Diego Garcia, Naval Support Facility Diego Garcia, which is on a widow island in the middle of the Pacific. In fact, one second. Let me pull up a map of this first before we get into the deets. I want to show you where it is, because not everyone knows about it. Oh, where the fucking... There it is. There it is. This tiny widow island in the middle of the Indian Ocean. Sorry, not Pacific. My bad. A tiny widow island, but it is strategically vital for the U.S. In fact, this little island, they took every single one of the strikers that we used in Afghanistan for my brigade when I deployed there. Every single one, only one of them could be loaded onto a C-130 at a time. They flew them from Washington State all the way here to this little base at Diego Garcia to refuel, and then flew them all the rest of the way to Afghanistan. And there were probably 200 to 300 of those vehicles. So that's 200 to 300 individual flights for each truck. And they were absolute garbage. Garbage vehicles. Got a whole bunch of us killed. Let me expand this out a bit and then zoom. Stand by, chat. Let's do this proper like. I'm gonna do what Marcus suggested yesterday, and I'm actually gonna zoom in on the article itself instead of keeping adjusting my window. I think he was right about that for once. He's never been right about anything else, though. Don't tell him I said that. There. That should be big enough for you guys to see. Naval Support Facility Diego Garcia. Entry into Diego Garcia is restricted, requiring clearance. Blah, 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 blah. Let's look at some of the other shit they have to say here. This is mostly for actual people who are being deployed there. I don't care about these forms and stuff, obviously. It doesn't mean anything to you guys. Oh, no scuba diving and spearfishing. Aw. You guys, you can't, when you're stationed there, you can't go and fucking ruin the whole ecosystem of the island. Yeah, everyone check out Riviera's link in the chat there. Riviera's doing some fucking dope anti-recruiting actions that we fully endorse and appreciate. I tweeted one out from our Left Flank account earlier today too. You can ask them more about the stickers that are in that tweet as well, about how you should, if a recruiter asks you to join the military, you should ask them about Vanessa Guillen. On Memorial Day, you should, they want you to remember all the dudes who jumped on grenades. They don't want you to remember Vanessa Guillen, murdered by the military. The mission of U.S. Navy Support Facility Diego Garcia is to provide logistic support to operational forces forward deployed to the Indian Ocean and Persian Gulf areas of responsibility in support of national policy objectives. NAFSUP-FAC. Well, this just rolls off the tongue. NAVSUP-FAC Diego Garcia. That sounds like a slur. A couple of NAVSUP-FACs coming in here right now. Occupies a critical part on the tip of the spear for U.S. military forces by supporting a multitude of unique and challenging It's Guillen. That's how you spell it. Guillen. Check out our Twitter at Left Flank Vets. You'll see the sticker there. Like I said, you can also ask Riviera about it. They'll tell you more. A multitude of unique and challenging mission requirements, or our motto and mission focus is one island, one team, one mission. Let's learn about the history. The atoll of Diego Garcia is in the Chagos Islands, located in the large shoal area known as the Great Chagos Bank. Diego Garcia is the largest of 55 islands that form the Chagos Archipelago. Oh my God, that's the name of the thing, you guys. Oh my God, they said the name. This is an actual archipelago that is part of the Imperial Archipelago of the United States. Oh my God. Oh my God, they said the name of the thing. Oh my God. Here we go. Oh, this is getting good. Within the British Indian Ocean Territory, and is known as the Footprint of Freedom. You heard it, you guys. Footprint of Freedom. I never knew this was what they called it. I mean, if you can get stationed here, it sounds like a dope gig. Like you are in a tropical paradise, but you're there literally as a like vestigial apparatus or remnant of the Imperial United States. Like this is a very strategic position. Like I said, there are massive like vehicle, tons of military hardware has come in and out of this base. It cannot be stressed how much tonnage of armor, weapons, and equipment have gone through this base. And it makes it much, much easier for us to ship that equipment because it gives us a central refueling point between the United States and the Middle East. The footprint of freedom, y'all. What they forget to tell you is that foot is on the neck of so many people. The footprint of freedom just on the neck of all the islanders that previously occupied these islands, all the people of the Middle East that the armor and equipment that is being shipped through there is used to murder and subjugate. It is known as a footprint of freedom for its shape, regional location, and strategic importance. The island is located 7 degrees south of the equator, very close to the geographic center of the Indian Ocean. Diego Garcia was discovered by Portuguese explorers in the early 16th century, and his name believed to have come from either an early explorer's ship captain or its navigator. Under the Treaty of Paris, 1814, many of the islands in the Indian Ocean under the control of the French were ceded to Britain, including the Mauritius and Chagos Islands. In 65, these islands became the British Indian Ocean Territory, the BIOT. During the 19th century, the islands were used as plantations, producing copra and coconut oils. I wonder, plantations, that sounds like a fucking very, very great term. There's nothing bad established, related, connoted and denoted by that term. Plantations on Diego Garcia were closed in 1971. Oh, thank God. I'm sure they did something good with it after that, following a decision to establish the U.S. Naval Support Facility. You know what? Let's take up the slave plantations and put down the military base. Out the frying pan, into the freezer, if you're a native of Diego Garcia. This is following the 1966 exchange of notes between Great Britain and the United States. In 71, U.S. Navy Seabees were transported to the island by landing ship to begin building the U.S. military presence on Diego Garcia. Today, Diego Garcia is home to 15 separate commands, including the U.S. Navy Support Facility, which functions as the host command. Island stretches about 38 miles tip to tip and has an average elevation of 4 feet above sea level with a maximum elevation of 22 feet. Well, the great thing is that with it being 4 feet above sea level, is that the American military is also the world's largest polluter. So Diego Garcia will be freed from the United States' fucking yoke and subjugation when the sea level rises and buries the island because of all the pollution they did that melted the polar ice caps. Hell yeah. Global warming gonna sink that bitch. Global warming gonna sink that bitch. Let's go. Yeah, I've heard some of these like little island facilities referred to as like island aircraft carriers or something, or like some of the islands that like the Chinese have been building in the South China Sea. They call them like concrete aircraft carriers or something. Basically, they provide the level of support without the mobility. It's a stationary object. You can't sink it. It's an island. Yeah, polluting ourselves into anti-imperialism. Exactly. What up, Abby? Welcome. Thank you for joining us. The lagoon varies... wait. Oh, yeah, that's the right spot. The lagoon varies in depth from 10 to 100 feet. This lush tropical island is home to an international population consisting primarily of Filipino and Mauritian contractors and British and U.S. military. Yeah, I'm sure that's all the only people that were ever there. Right? This was an uninhabited island before we got there, I'm sure. Seasons are reversed compared to the U.S. and vary little, with year-round temperatures in the high 80s during the day and lows at night in the 70s. Ooh. Yeah, dope work if you can get it. Wish I'd been stationed here and sent my fucking happy ass to Afghanistan. That's for sure. Diego Garcia boasts one of the highest precipitation rates in the world. It rains often with an annual precipitation of more than 100 inches, most occurring during the summer months of December through February. Shallow reefs surround the island on the ocean side and are scattered inside the lagoon. Waters surrounding Diego Garcia are home to a vast variety of sea life with more than 800 species recorded. Snorkeling and water sports are available for recreation. No scuba diving and spearfishing, though, we learned. Wildlife on the island consists mainly of coconut, land, and warrior crabs. Let's go. Small lizards and geckos. Feral donkeys! What the fuck? Okay, I gotta Google this. Feral donkeys, Diego Garcia. He doesn't look all that feral to me. That looks like a good boy to me. Look, he's cute as hell. I'd take this donkey over a horse any day. Yeah, they just want to live their life. Why are you gonna be up here calling him feral? Yeah, I imagine you're right. Like, yeah, feral just means wild. Or like, yeah, the Spanish left them behind. The Portuguese and Spanish probably left them behind, and they just, like, went and lived their lives. And they're like, they're feral, they're wild. Because when you think of feral, you think of, like, aggressive and, you know, sharp teeth, biting and shit. Although these guys might fuck with you if you try to, like, ride them or hook them up to a fucking cart or something. Probably fuck you up. Good, as they should. You know what we should be doing? We should be supporting the donkey revolution on Diego Garcia. Yeah, donkeys are dope. I'll take a donkey over a horse any fucking day of the week. Support the donkey revolution, you guys. We should be arming the donkeys to take back Diego Garcia. Lions led by donkeys. Yeah, but lions led by donkeys is supposed to be like a negative connotation to the donkeys, right? Donkeys are opportunistic omnivores. They'll kill you and eat you. Oh, I'm sure. But not if you're afraid. Yeah, opportunistic. Like if I died. But like they're not, if they're very hungry, one might try to kill me and eat me, sure. But like, I'm gonna feed him and he's gonna be my friend. He's gonna know that like, that's the way I want to go out. You know when they have like sky funerals for like people getting eaten by wolves? The sky funeral thing? I want to actually be eaten by donkeys. A myriad of tropical birds and many insects, all residents make every effort to maintain the ecological integrity of Diego Garcia. As a result, all life forms in the island, including live shellfish, are protected by British law. Oh yeah, I'm sure we really care about that when like a myriad of tropical birds flies into the props of the C-130 as it comes down and lands. I'm sure we're real careful about that. We haven't just fucking shredded a bunch of parrots and shit every fucking time we've landed a plane. I'm sure that's never happened. You're helping round up feral donkeys in a couple weeks? Oh, you gotta tell me more about that. I fight for them. I'll decide if you're bad or not. You have to tell me more about that in the chat, please. If they're like in danger by being feral and like are getting run over by cars and shit, then, you know, I might actually support you. Dick donkey fanfiction went. No, no, no! Stop it, Abby. God damn it. Entry into Diego Garcia is restricted, requiring clearance. Location, 7 degrees. Blah, blah, blah. At the tip of India. Military installation. Okay, this is more of what we just read. You cannot take your personally owned vehicle to the island. Buses, bicycles, and old-fashioned foot power. Look at that. Old-fashioned foot power. Free shuttle bus. Buses travel at regular intervals throughout the inhabited areas of the island. Base taxis, government work vehicles also travel DG, but are for travel use only. Bicycles are very popular, but there are certain rules you need to know. Bells or horns are required on bikes. Helmets with chin strap are required. Oh, population. Here. This is what I wanted to know. There is a total of 2,438 people on the island, 396 joint forces military, and over 2,000 civilians. The vast majority of those people are contractors. So you might have 396 military on the island, but the vast majority of these people our military contractors. I Fight for Them says it's a certain land project by a certain agency. They overpopulate the desert areas and eat themselves into starvation. They get adopted at the roundup if you want your own donkey. That's awesome. That's actually good. I like that. Yeah, if the donkeys are going to die, I support like us like there are some people, zoos get a bad rap sometimes, right? Like zoos will like, I remember I went to a zoo in Tucson. And I paid like big money to take this girl I was dating to hang out with the elephants. Like you have an elephant experience, they call it. And she loved elephants, so I was trying to impress her. So I like emptied up my bank account, was like, I'm gonna take you to see the elephants. And they told us that the elephants that they had there, like they took them because like basically the reserve that they had in Africa that they were living on was being like closed or lost in a treaty or something, and so that they were going to have to kill the elephants if no one adopted them. So they were like, we're going to adopt them and promote conservation, right? And there were a couple animal rights groups that were like, we'd literally rather have these animals die than have them live in captivity. And I don't know if I agree with that. Like, they had a good life. Like, they had massive enclosures. They had enrichment activities all day, every day. The people there loved them. The zookeepers were like incredibly like environmentally minded about the happiness of the elephants as well. Yeah, I mean, I'd rather have them like live in captivity comfortably. Obviously, if they're gonna just put them in a cage for the rest of their lives, and like akin to torture, yeah, I'd rather have them killed. Honestly, like any creature like should be killed over being tortured. Honestly, especially if there's no plan for them ever afterwards. But they had good lives, and they get to raise awareness about conservation. All the money I spent on that experience went to conservation efforts for elephants around the world, and for their enrichment there. Yeah, Peter gets it backwards sometimes. You know what I'm saying? All right, I already closed the Tweedly Deet, but that concludes our segment on Imperial Archipelago. Tweedly Deedly Deet, 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 Deet Deet.